Welcome to the Purposed Audacity podcast, where we aim to nurture, amplify voices, and inspire our community to stand boldly in their Christian identity. Join Brian and Charmian Marie weekly as they have riveting discussions surrounding healing, restoration, and purpose. This is Purposed Audacity, powered by PAJE Magazine. Hey guys, welcome back to Purposed Audacity. I am Charmian Marie.
And this is Brian Beadle.
And we are at episode 10. What?
Episode 10, that's right. Like 50 more to go.
Well, not even a finite number. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, guys. So, I mean, the past couple episodes, we've been seeing you guys comment and just the fact that you guys love the authenticity and the fact that we are talking about the real things, and we just want to really say that, that's even behind the name, the idea of having the audacity to speak about these things and basing it and nesting it in purpose, or God-given purpose. So we appreciate that you are getting that and benefiting from the heart behind this.
Yep. That's it, man.
So with that said, I deliberately mentioned the audacity to speak about these things based on the topic that you are seeing below.
Hard-hitting topic.
Right. So the question is, what do you think churches can do to reduce the amount of church hurt that people are suffering from?
Ooh.
Let us read. What do you think churches can do to reduce the amount of church hurt that many are suffering from? Yeah, I'm talking to you first.
I don't know why you said it over to me.
Because.
All right. Okay.
And we have a lot of comments on this, by the way.
All right. So I will take up most of the time then. Right.
Flow, man.
So, first and foremost, church hurt is real. And I said that, and I remember when Javier said, why would you? Yeah, I'm going to say that because I do believe there are people that don't really think it's a thing, or it's maybe they think it's people just being over dramatic. No, church hurt is real. And if there is, at least one person, even if they've not spoken about it, at least one person that has possibly been church hurt, felt church hurt, or has seen it, right? So it's real. Two, I think sometimes you have to differentiate what people mean about church hurt, because it can be two things, really. 2, 3, yeah. All right. But one, when people say church hurt, it could be specific people they're talking about, but those persons are in the church. It's the congregation. So them just generalize and say them get church hurt because it came from the church, it came from the person in the church and what have you. Or two, it could be from the organization. Maybe the organization itself did something to them, or maybe what the organization was doing, it hurt them and they didn't get over that hurt because, it was really in-depth and it wasn't dealt with properly. But so I just wanted to raise those introductory points because sometimes I feel like we can go all over the place with church hurt.
Right.
But I feel for me, I think the church can really, help with dealing with church hurt by first and foremost restoring people. I don't think we'll ever get rid of quote unquote church hurt, because at the end of the day we're dealing with people.
Right.
When you go to work, people at work hurt you. People at your family, if they will hurt you. Your friends, they'll do something to hurt you.
Right.
So you won't get rid of hurt overall, and especially in church, because it's a bunch of broken people coming together trying to make this thing work while praising Jesus, right? And so therefore people slip up, people make mistakes, and people intentionally do actually hurt people. Like, it's for real. So I don't think you will necessarily quote unquote get rid of it. But I think that what the church is to do is to be aware of it. Churches should be aware.
So that's 2 points then. So you say make sure the church is restoring people, and then make sure that
they're aware. Yeah. So are we aware of it, and also restore people. Be aware and actually listen to what the people are saying. like actually hearing that, like if they were hurt, like actually hear out what the situation was. Restore them, meaning let's find a way for reconciliation. Let's find a way in which we can, bring it back together and help them, and maybe fix the situation if it can be fixed or if it can be reconciled. If not, then we'll find another way. But I feel like those are two ways that the church can really, intervene when it comes down to church hurt.
So I appreciate those responses.
Boy, I don't know like how that's so. All right, okay.
So I get it. But I'm gonna speak very transparently in this episode, because I've experienced and witnessed a lot in my journeying with 8 to 9 different churches and stuff. And one of the major things that I feel churches can do to reduce, because as you say, we can't fully eradicate, to reduce church hurt is to stop labeling people. No, every church has it. Every church has those persons that they label as rebellious, or too sensitive, or full of attitude, or something of the sort and whatever. And so because of the labels that are associated with these individuals and stuff, they don't listen to what these people are actually going through.
That's true.
They don't recognize that sometimes these people have attitude or are defensive because they have been hurt.
Yeah.
And so because of these labels and stuff like that, it puts up a wall and thing. And so a lot of these people who are hurt are now reacting and manifesting these different behaviors because of what they've been hurt with. They will just stay in that place because nobody want to deal with them.
Yeah.
And so and even this matter of calling people dramatic and too sensitive and all these, whatever, it's a similar stigma to when persons say, oh, that person is crazy and has mental health issues and whatever. And so people start boxing these things in and start looking outside of the church for comfort and stuff. And that's when they start going down some deeper roads that rough. Because again, the church has turned a blind eye because they have labeled them, and so again, the church as an institution needs to work on the matter of reconciliation, the matter of building people up and helping persons to recognize, that all right, fine, you're not fine, even if you're manifesting these behaviors and whatever, we understand that it must be coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
We are not only just understanding that, we are willing to journey with you. Because so there's an unwillingness to journey with these individuals because of this write-off.
Yeah.
And that don't make no sense. If we are saying that we must do things in love and speak in love and God is love and all of these things and whatever, put your money where your mouth is and fix it. No, I'm so serious.
Money where your mouth there.
No, it's a real thing, and I've seen it and I've experienced it and stuff. And yes, like fine, I'm not a perfect individual and stuff, and I have gone through literally every type of trauma and abuse that there is and whatever. And because persons in the church were just saying, oh no, well she just do this and whatever, like I had to deal with these things on my own. And I had to struggle through a lot of these things and stuff. And I've met upon other people who have had to struggle through these things, and they're not okay. They're not okay, And also, to just attach to that point and stuff, what helps to perpetuate a lot of the church hurt is the fact that I don't know if it's that the church loves to be passive, or in that spirit of love, not necessarily condemn, quote unquote, and all these things, right? So there's a difference between condemnation. Hold on. There's a difference between condemnation and actually causing persons to be held accountable for their actions.
Oh,
right?
okay, I get it.
So in terms of the persons who have hurt, the persons within the congregation, as you said, it could just be 3 people from the congregation of 150,
True.
Who have hurt that one individual. So why not actually cause those individuals to be held accountable? Like, yo, you're wrong, and not from a place of, oh, you're wrong, there's no salvation for you left or whatever, but like, allowing the person to say, hey, all right, cool, how about you apologize to this person, or how about you acknowledge it and validate that person's feelings and stuff, so that you both can work through it, and so that true healing can happen. And I mean, yes, healing comes through Jesus Christ and the grace of God washing our souls and everything like that, but there is also a physical and a fleshly responsibility that we need to take as individuals in the church if we expect that more people are going to grow and want to be a part of and all of that, and also will be comfortable to bring other people into the fold.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's a lot, but that's true. Because you know, as you were talking about it, what also came to mind is that you can't deal with everybody on a just a one scale or
a level-handed kind of
thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not everybody need deliverance. It's not everybody need you're just gonna say, oh, just forgive. You know, and it's like that's the answer for all of it. Jesus will help you. Like, give it to Jesus. And these are good things. And and you know, the Bible talks about don't let your good be, I'm paraphrasing, don't let your good be seen as evil. Yeah, it's like that's how sometimes those good things, which is true, that you know we should forgive, and we, you know, if we should give it over to Jesus, and we should give it, we should, you know, learn to heal from this thing, but it's not gonna come all that sudden. Some people are gonna need more help than others. Some people it may be deeper than just, you know, I see somebody, and that's also another thing. Sometimes it can be a situation where the person who hurt them, they don't even know about it, and because the church don't properly and because the church don't address it at all, the person doesn't even know that this person that keep malice with them or hurt by them. I could literally see, you know, a young girl walking, and I just said to her, and I see, I don't know, something about her shoe, and her say like, yo, I say that your shoe is stripping, and she don't say nothing, and she feel offended. And I don't know about it, but maybe it's a possibility that, yo, that's the only shoe she has, and she very embarrassed about it, and she just feel like she don't have nothing at all already, and so she feel hurt by that, because how dare I look on her and tell her about her shoes are stripped when I don't know her situation. So even that, sometimes, you know, people legitimately may not even know that they've hurt people, and so therefore they are going along thinking everything is fine, but the other person hurt and be like them left. I've heard of countless situations where when I get deeper into it and I ask what did they say or what did they do, and they just said this to me, and when I even, you know, some of them I could approach the other person and say, yo, did you know that, Ray? They're like, yo, no, I said that as a joke. I said that just like, yo, I never mean nothing by it. You know? So you can't deal with everybody on just a one blank slate for just a general thing
and expect that they'll just pray about it or whatever.
Another way to reduce is just really love people. Like Tim Ross says, yo, if you have no other gift, if you think you have no gift at all or nothing, you know, no talent at all, just be nice. Be nice to people. Sometimes just be nice to people, like for real, like to reduce that church hurt. Really love people, care about people. You know, sometimes it's not just about what the organization can do, but as the church, as the congregation, as the organisms in the body, we can be the ones that help to restore people. We can be the ones that help to restore people, love on people, mentor people, be the ones to say, yo, I am so sorry that I hurt you. I didn't even know that was a thing. You know, if we are in prayer, if we're not in a malice with God, a lot of times God shows these things, and it shows up in our hearts and in our minds and in our conversations with Him. And then we just have to approach them, but just love people, like for real.
So I am in full agreement with that. And in being in full agreement with that, I want to kind of shift it over to the other side, to have the other side of the coin being discussed. Now, as individuals, we need to remember that we have responsibility for ourselves.
Okay,
No,
true.
So as much as we are saying, like we need to make sure that the church does not label people and write people off and whatever. You also, as the person who has possibly been hurt or is hurting or whatever, you need to take care of your mental health. You need to take care of yourself in the sense of, all right, cool, recognizing what is healthy and what is not healthy. Recognizing that what is going on in my church is toxic, and you need to take responsibility for yourself to say, all right, cool, it's either I got cut, maybe I'm going to leave potentially, or if I really do want to stay and stuff, let me seek out that resolution. Let me see that out. So I remember the Bible does say, especially when you're ahead of taking communion and all these things, we've all heard it. If you're not good with your brother or sister or whatever, before you take the communion or whatever, go on to them and talk to them. And so even that matter of persons having offended and not necessarily knowing that they offended, or maybe them well and know but them not so sorry or something like that, are you willing to potentially go and say, hey, you wrong me? Are you willing to go and say, hey, this is a problem? Are you willing to even potentially go to the leadership in a respectful way as best as possible and say, hey, I don't think this is being dealt with properly, or hey, Sister Mary Jane down the road just attacked me or whatever and hurt my family and stuff like that, and we're not, it doesn't feel good, so can something be done about it and stuff? Because the reality is that there are a lot of persons who just decide to leave the church and stuff without talking to the person, and so that actually perpetuates the problem, because one, it doesn't allow for proper introspection from the person who would have possibly caused the issue and stuff, and doesn't allow for proper growth there, and two, doesn't allow the church to even have its own voice to be able to say, hey, we can actually help, or we did want to help or whatever, because sometimes we're so eager to say, church hurt me and don't go to this church or whatever, when our reality is that we can actually help to be that change, and we can help to be that change agent that helps to shift the ground in terms of how the church deals with it. Now, if it is that you take those steps and say and the church says, well, yeah, that's an actual problem, or they just hear you and say, all right, well, pray about it, or all right, well, people are people, or something of the sort, then you get your answer there. And you decide if you're going to push forward or not, like I will say honestly, in one of the churches that I have been associated with at different whatever points, I had to make a decision for myself, to say, hey, I didn't like how this was going and stuff. And so I said, you know what, I don't believe eventually or that I see my future here or growing my family here or anything like that, because I just don't like how they deal with people. So it's not even just about me, just how I've seen other people dealt with and stuff like that. And so I have made that informed decision, having conversations, having even brought things to leadership and all these things. And so that's when, I was able to make the decision, to start cutting ties or to cut ties, So I'm saying that to say, in the matter of church hurt and stuff, like, you as an individual, you are powerful. You have the power to decide what's in your environment, to decide what you let in and all of these things. And so if it is that something is affecting your very soul and your very spirit, and it is draining you and all of that, then you have a responsibility to take yourself out of the situation. Yeah.
So I just think we can jump over to these comments.
Yeah, because there were some very spicy comments. So funny enough, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a lot of comments. All right. So I'll just start reading. So this first one is from Sophia Richards. She says, first thing, don't hurt people.
Simply put,
recognizing that your words are powerful and being mindful of that is truly important. Scripture does speak about the harm that the tongue can cause, so we need to pay keen attention. Secondly, if you do hurt people, allow the space for free and safe conversations to be had. A lot of people hurt and stay hurt because their place of safety became the place of trauma. Whoa. Ooh. And if we are followers of Christ and we need to go back to the Father and honestly do an introspection of ourselves and how we've hurt people, right? Which we kind of spoke about. I'm pretty sure the Holy Spirit is being convicted, well, has convicted a lot of us. She went into fatwa. Convicted a lot of us, but we're too caught up with being right. Oh, pride. Also, speak up respectfully and let the offender know, as forgiveness is not only for you, but it's for them, right?
That's true.
And know that they may not want it, but that's okay. Break free from the hurt you've left yourself in due to church hurt. Be willing to let go and heal, right? That willingness to let go is a whole other story. End the cycle and breathe again. Jesus didn't die for us to stay hurt, but to be healed. Sophie, hey.
I just want to kick on one of those points, which is that, you know, especially in regards to just the main topic of how the church can reduce, create a safe space for people.
Right.
Create a safe space for people to be able to come, they can share, they can let you know, they can confide in the church and the organization, or at least the leaders, one leader, two leader, whoever, to let them know that, yo, this is how I'm feeling, this is who offended me, or this is how I felt offended by the organization, and create that safe space without judgment so that they can share, and then you can in love respond whether, you know, the thing was intentional or unintentional, whether the thing was, when it was done, it was to the aim was to help, but maybe in the way it was done, it never came off like that. Create that safe space for people.
As you mentioned safe space, I actually think about even the Jew 3 project that we watched, where they allow a person to speak about, you know, hey, like
why they left the church, and why is it that they don't go to church and stuff, and then
it's really good just hearing the honest responses and stuff, and seeing that, you know, they are intentionally allowing for person to just speak openly, and then after they have spoken, so they're not butting in at all. After they have spoken, they respond with, you know, biblical perspectives and stuff, and also just real perspectives. And you know, so I agree with that, you know, and Sophie with the safe space aspect. Now this one, her handle is Journeying with Joe. I think her name is Joanna. But yeah. So, in addition to what others have said in brief, we need to teach, empathize, and give grace to others and ourselves. I love that she says and ourselves in brackets. Perhaps a number of things. From the perspective of church leaders, the offenders, and the victims. One, we should all remember the church is made up of imperfect people, as we were saying earlier, who are healing, growing, and becoming like Christ throughout their lifetime.
That is true.
Next thing, don't take things too personally. That is true. You know, in some respect, it's a thing. Because sometimes we have like an automatic block. I know that that gap that happens in many churches where young people automatically believe that the older folks are out to get them or whatever. So there's just a natural, you know, I don't want to hear what you have to say, you know. So sometimes don't take things too personally. Not every negative response has to do with us, but may represent something internal in the offender. That's another thing. Like some people, they always say some people sometimes project their limiting beliefs on you
because of what they're going through.
So that's the thing. And honestly, I'll say that sometimes that is difficult to do internally though, because you also are going through your own thing too. You know, so it's human dynamics.
I think it's a process. I think no matter what, it's just knowing that there's a process. It doesn't have to be fully true, but it is possible. It's a possibility that person is going through something, and in the time they're going through something, their response to you at a certain time or situation was just like that.
It's a thing.
It's like when you tell people tell us, say when they're hungry, don't come to them because they're not going to respond good. Or when them just wait, give them like an hour before we can do whatever.
Right, next thing. The next thing. So also we can be sensitive to each other and give grace to weaker vessels. Next thing, be less judgmental and more understanding when persons don't fit our views of what Christianity should look like. Next thing, teach people how to and be gentle, right? And considerate when correcting others, right?
Be nice.
Maintaining their feelings of self-worth and dignity where possible, because sometimes we make these comments and we tear down people, right? Even if it's not our intention, right? Being corrected is already hard, so that's a thing, right? Teach persons how to deal with hurt. Teach persons how to deal with hurt and also constructive criticism. All right. Next thing, teach persons how to relate to each other generally, including what is offensive. And then the last thing she says, remember that, second to last, remember that we all have to unlearn our practices from the kingdom of darkness. And then remember, sometimes what hurts someone is sometimes necessary for growth, right? Guys, there were a lot more comments, and actually this is going to be expanded in PAJE magazine, so make sure that you're reading that in the upcoming issue, because of course this is a really important topic to be speaking about, and we are passionate about making sure that persons heal and that that we are journeying properly together as kingdom citizens.
And as well as, if you want us to talk about this topic more, maybe invite a few persons come on, we could have a panel and thing to talk, because this is multifaceted, and we know that there are other voices that can really bring in. Let us know in the comments, whether the comments on YouTube or whether the comments on the Instagram page, on PAJE magazine. Let us know. We can really expand this and talk about it a little more. But guys, we pray moreover that you are healed from these hurts. We pray that you will find a community, a safe space to talk about these things and also be restored. If you went through church hurt, if you're going through church hurt, I pray that you find someone or find some people, a safe space to really get it out and really just talk about it in a healthy way, as well as seek the Lord and find him. Pray about it, allow him to work and guide and heal you through the process that you're going through,
And with that said, guys, it's been a great discussion, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
That's right. Hey guys, this is Brian. Thanks for watching this episode of Purpose Audacity. If you found this to be very beneficial to you, if you found some great points out of this, please comment below, please subscribe and share with others. We want to build and expand this community through Purpose Audacity.